Hello and welcome. Yet another additional video this week. The news is coming through fast and thick about the new Primaris Super Heavy Tank. Now it's been given a name. I don't know what was lost in translation, but for some reason Forge World didn't go with my name, the Sakarinator. But there we go. It's called the Astraeus. It's super heavy tank for the Primaris by Forge World. Don't know about the pricing. The Mastodon, it could be, I mean, looking at the size of it, it could be the same sort of length as the Mastodon. It might be a bit longer. I don't know about the resin. I don't know about the parts, but I'd say £300 minimum. I really would. I'd be very surprised if you can get this for 250. But you know, I'd say between 300 and 400 pound, I think this thing's going to cost. So what we'll do is we'll head on over to Games Workshop's video of it. Right here, what we'll do is we'll play and we'll pause it at different parts. So obviously all rights go to Games Workshop and Forge World for their video. So I'll just play a couple of parts of it. So here we have, we'll pause it here and we'll just have a look. So you can see one of the void shield generators here. It looks much bigger than your sort of standard void shields that you get on the Mastodon, or even on the, it looks thicker than the ones on the Warlord even. Yeah, you've got these big cannons which are called the Macro-Accelerator cannons, and then the las cannons are actually now called las rippers. Or you can just put the plasma eradicators on, which I think is the main weapon on the Redemptor Dreadnought. They say that the Macro-Accelerator cannons are particularly powerful, firing 12 shots with -2 AP and 3 damage apiece. So whether that's 12 shots each, rather than, you know, so you got 24 shots, that's pretty horrific. The AP -2. I can see why they've done that rather than the AP -3. AP -3 would have been a bit horrific, but then again, it is a super heavy Primaris tank with void shields that can protect against mortal wounds. So I think we've crossed the line of OP at some point. But anyway, back to the video. So you see these Macro-Accelerator cannons on the back. Looks like the Sakaran's big brother. It's basically, this tank is a mishmash of a Sakaran, a repulsor and a Fellblade all rolled into one. You've got the repulsor anti-grav plates all on the side and on the front hull of the tank. Then for some reason the hull sort of thins and then it gets really wide, and then there's like a long bar on either side. You've got right at the front, we've already seen that you can have twin heavy bolters, and then you can have the las cannons. I don't know whether they're las talons. I'd probably say that they're las cannons, but you never know, it might be a pair of twin las talons. The sort of preview doesn't really say whether they're las talons or not, but the main sort of centerpiece weapon wise is these Macro-Accelerator cannons. So we'll just carry on with the video. So that was quite a good shot there. That's an okay shot. It looks a little bit odd because the front left sort of fork looks like it's touching the board there. I'm not sure weight wise. They're trying to hold this up with a thick sort of flying base. Hopefully that will support it. So you get a bit of a front shot there. And then you get another sort of side shot. It looks like it's quite thin, this area. I think the paint scheme before made it look quite thick. But you can see a good view of the turret there with this, I think it must be a heavy slugger. And then there's the plasma eradicators. It is odd, this back area, why it is so big. It's odd. Thought it was a troop transport part, but it is just a dedicated you know, tank. You know, dedicated super heavy tank. It goes up quite high too, off the ground right there. I mean, maybe it needs maybe it's just designed like that to support you know, the firing of those massive cannons at the back. But it is the pinnacle of Imperium engineering apparently, and that view there looks slightly odd, but yeah, I'll probably say that one of the best views is is that one right there. You don't get much of a view of it. You only get a couple of shots of it. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. It's interesting, certainly. You've got the offensive capabilities with those ridiculous cannons, and then you've got, you know, the side sponsons and a front little gun. It's also apparently got a small storm bolter in the back on the tail. Then it's got the defensive capabilities, the fact that it's grav, and then it's got the void shields. They also go into it and explain that it excels at shooting down flyers. So it's more of a tank shooting down flyers rather than, you know, other tanks, and that's probably true. We don't know what strength those cannons are. They don't say. They just say that it's AP -2 and 3 damage. I was hoping there'd be 8 or 9. I doubt that there'll be 10. They also go on to claim that every single gun can be moved and repositioned. So let's hold them to that. You know, without magnetization, let's see if those big cannons can be moved and repositioned. Let's see if that coaxial slugger can be moved and repositioned. I highly doubt it. Maybe the side sponsons can be moved if you magnetize them, but that's what they're claiming. So and it's written right there. And also there are options for the sponson weapons you can attach to the vehicle, so that's fair enough. You get a custom transparent flying stand to keep the weight of the model. It also, the steel behemoth rule and the power of the machine spirit. Furthermore, the repulsor field not only reduces charge ranges, but also crushes them with waves of gravitic force when they get close. So it's shaping up to be a pretty decent tank. I personally thought yesterday that it would be a troop transport, but then looking at the front and realising that there are all grav plates there and thinking, well, there's no side entry exit points, and the back would probably be the engines or the propelling method, you know, for it to go forward. Then sort of realise that maybe it doesn't transport anything, but certainly a bit of a red herring with those side panels. Maybe you could fit some Marines or Primaris Space Marines in those side panels, but I guess not. I guess it's just a dedicated heavy tank like the Fellblade, which is another massive tank. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to say this evening about the Astraeus. They said it's going to be available soon. Whether available soon is tomorrow, Friday, or whether it will be available at the Warhammer 40,000 open day next month, which I am going to. That's been confirmed. It's the 25th of November and the 26th, the weekend, but I'll be there on the Saturday. So I'll comment more about that as we get closer to the event. So maybe it'll be the model there for that day. Maybe Constantin Valdor will be the model. Maybe this guy will be up for pre-order tomorrow. Who knows? But I would have thought that they would have let the hype train build up a bit more speed before just dropping it on people. Anyway, again, as always, let me know what you think. Put your comments down below. Thank you ever so much for joining me this evening again. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.